Welcome to Real Talk with Nay. I'm in Mississippi in Tylertown with Miss Bridges. This is David Bridges' mom. David been missing from Mississippi since 2020. Miss Bridges, can you tell us what happened the day that David went missing?
Well, it was June the 12th when I got a call that the place he was residing at, they couldn't find him. Well, the person told me they was having service, and he asked to speak. And they asked him, no, not right now. Can you just wait for me back there or outside? And he said once the service was over, they looked everywhere, and they couldn't find David in the place.
And what type of place was this?
It was a place to help you kind of paraphrase and get your life together to be rehabilitated from different things, alcohol, drugs, or whatever. I got the information from an individual that go to church with some people I work with, and this person done really well. He got out and got his life together. Matter of fact, he's a pastor right now. He the one referred me to the place, and I did what it takes to get David enrolled at this place.
Okay, and who called you actually and told you that David was missing?
Well, I believe it was the head person. The place was Gateway, right there on Gallatin Street in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, and so this place, like, do they have gates or like how do someone get in and out of this place?
Well, I'm not sure. I had other relatives, a sister been there, and also a brother of David. And I don't know all the details, just how it is, because I haven't personally been there.
Okay.
At this time, David's father had just had a master stroke, and I was home with him. So the sister took him there, and he asked the brother that was at that time living in Jackson. He needed some personal item, and his brother took it to him.
Okay, and when he left, they said that he didn't have his phone or anything when he left. He just left with nothing.
Yeah, I know all his belongings and everything the individual said was still there. And just going to a church service with a facility you're attached to, I guess you wouldn't just take too much with you, because you're supposed to go and return back to your the place where you're living. So I'm sure he didn't take too much with him. I don't think he would have.
But his phone, I don't know. It just seemed like he would have took his phone. Like when you leaving somewhere, you want to take your phone, but I don't know. You know what
we
happened.
Probably could or should have asked the individual. I know for a fact all his belongings were left there, but I don't know if it consists of his wallet and phone or not. He didn't go into that detail. He just stressed that we can't locate David in the place.
Now, I seen that news clipping that you said you never seen. And in this news clipping, it said that David was seen at a stew pot kitchen or something for breakfast that Sunday. But you said you didn't hear anything about that, right?
No, I didn't know anything about that or nobody seen him. And the Gateway didn't tell me nobody seen him in the place.
So I'm trying to figure out, how did David get out of Gateway without, somebody letting him out? And also, I want to know why it wasn't an investigation. So there was no investigation. You didn't see nothing on TV. Nothing has been done about finding David. Like, they told you it was on the news, but nobody ever seen it.
I was told it was, and David's brother at that time, he was living in Jackson. Matter of fact, he lived in Tylertown. Now, because of his daddy illness, he moved here to help out. But he went to report it, and they told him what precinct to go to, and he went there, and he did report it. But we kept looking for it on the news or missing person report. We didn't see anything.
And do they even have a missing person like report photo or anything? They didn't do none of that.
I haven't seen it. His brother did supply the photograph of David, and also he was on Facebook back then at that time, so they could easily, I guess, pretty much put it all there. But his brother supplied photo.
And so when you talk to like the police, the coroner, I mean, when stuff like this happen, I guess you talk to like the police, the coroner,
I
and stuff
tried.
like that.
I call, and usually I don't get nowhere. And when they take my message, promise a return call, the investigators and everything, I never get a return call. I actually call the coroner office a few times at a time because they constantly saying we got a person unidentified in a house or different places located. And I'll call and tell them that I do have a son I haven't heard from, and I told them I know his dented easy, his tattoo, and everything. And they brushed me off immediately. They've been identified, so they don't talk to me, they don't give me the time of day, plain putting it so. And when I seen Mrs. I believe it's Bernstein, found out where her son was, that really, a lot of things resonated with me at that time, that there's a possibility there. So I've been trying to get the names, and I was able to look up some name on it online, but it does say it's a black male, unidentified. His sister have been there to that cemetery trying to get information and all of that, but she got nowhere.
And they just keep blowing her off too.
And I've been through several investigating. I mean, and Collins and Janet Henderson and Sergeant Jordan. I mean, this some recent that I've been calling again, see can we see what happened.
Yeah, see if we can get it back out there, get his name back out there. And I actually called Collins too, and she was very rude to me. I spoke to her first, and she was acting like she was gonna help, and she told Miss Bridges she was gonna help her and this, that, and the other. So I left it to them to talk. But I called Collins, Detective Collins, in Jackson, Mississippi last week, and she was blowing me off too, and she was really talking to me crazy. I mean, she was telling me, when I called her, I asked her if I could get Sergeant, what's her name? Jordan. If I could get Sergeant Jordan's number. She was like, I gave Miss Bridges a bunch of numbers. And I was like, well, can you give them to me? And she was
not
just
no
like,
bunch, no.
She was so rude. She was like, I got another call. And she just started arguing with me and all kind of stuff. And my thing is, I just can't understand how black people could be like that, because if I got a phone call or somebody telling me that their family member is missing, I would probably try to do everything I could to help out, whatever that I could do, in my job description, I would do that. But they just be rude and blowing me off and, this, that, and the other. And I have called, who else did I call? I called, and everybody that I talked to, they do blow you off. So I can imagine what you've been going through, because I only been doing this for 1 week. Excuse me, I only been doing this for 1 week. And I can tell you, I done had a headache behind this, because, just trying to talk to these people and get in touch with these people. I left people messages on yesterday too, far as the mayor's office, and nobody ever called me back yet, but it was a Friday, so, I'm going to get back to it on Monday. But my next thing is calling these people at this Gateway place. I got some questions for the people at Gateway, because this is really the last place he was known. Far as that stuff that they put on that paper about him being in a stew pot kitchen, we don't even know if that's true, because some of the stuff that was on there, it was saying something about an altercation. It was confusing even reading it, because the altercation didn't have nothing to do with David. I think the altercation, they were saying that when David's brother came to bring his clothes up there, he seen the altercation, so he just went on and left. So he didn't get a chance to see his brother. However, I just want to get the news involved. I want to get Mississippi involved in looking into his disappearance, because we know that David would have talked to somebody by now. Is he in the back of that cemetery jail or whatever that is, where they got them 200 and something bodies back there. And we trying to figure out how we gonna get Miss Bridges tested, and maybe some of her kids DNA, so we can get some of them bodies tested, or do whatever that we need to do to find some bodies around here to see if there's a match. And we just trying to get to that part, and it's kind of hard getting to that part. It looks like I'm gonna have to call who is it, the NCIC. I'm gonna call them on Monday and see if and when that I can get Miss Bridges and one of her kids to do this DNA test. So that's what I'm working on. And also, like I said, I need to contact these gateway people, because I want to know, how did he get out the gate, if there was a gate, and I want to know if there's videos and, you know, at this place, because I want to know when he left, who he left with, and how did he even leave if he don't have a phone? Like, how are you communicating? So that's another thing. Like, to me, I'm almost thinking like something might have happened at Gateway, but I'm not sure, you know, like I don't know if David left that place or not. But however, this is what we're trying to get to the bottom to, and it's so hard. And this is why I have to come to YouTube and to the internet, because we're not getting no help going to the police and to the detectives and to the people who's supposed to be protecting us, which is probably the people is probably the reason why he missing, but we don't know. You know what I mean? So, but we want to find out, and if anybody know anything about, or even heard from David from that point on, just reach out to me. Let me know, you know, because I kind of want to know where we should even be starting in this. You know what I mean? Like, we need to be looking again. We need to have a whole search again. We need the news involved. We need the attorneys involved. We need the mayor involved. We need the chief involved. We need everybody involved. We need you involved too. So if you could just share this, watch my videos, subscribe, do all of that, because we need this out there. This is Tylertown, Mississippi, and this is Miss Bridges. This is my kid's grandma, who I love to death. And I am going all the way until we find out where David is, or what happened. What happened to David? We want to know. If you know, anybody know, if you even think you know, just holler at me. You know what I mean? But anyways, back to Miss Bridges, because I be getting too pumped. But Miss Bridges, I really want to get to the bottom of this, because this has been going on for so long. Like, I can't even believe myself let this go on for 5 years without been doing this. Like, I should have did this 5 years ago, but I had my own stuff going on, and probably, you know, wasn't in tune, but now I am. And so now I need to find out what happened to David, and I need y'all to help me. And I need, if y'all got any tips for me, let me know. The lady who found her son in the back of that place that the police had ran over, or whatever that they did to him, if anybody know her, if you looking at this, please reach out to me, because we want to know how you found your baby so we can find ours. But back to Miss Bridges, like I said a long time ago, but y'all know I get to talking. But Miss Bridges, what would you like to happen, or what would you like for the people to help you do, or what's your next move, or what do you want the people to know?
Number one, praying. I hope and pray he'll be found alive and well. But either way, I would love to know and have some kind of closure. Because it have been now, like you said, going on, it's over 5 years. Now, it was 5 years in June. So I would like to get to the bottom of it. If any way possible, please.
And that's what we asking for. Help us find David, or help us find what happened to David. And help us share this video, and help us watch it. Subscribe. Even if you don't subscribe, just view it, share it. Thank you. Real Talk with Nay.